Hi, ever wonder what it's like to work another profession or live in the underworld? Listen to unsuspecting riders give a 10 to 15 minute personal masterclass as I spontaneously interview them as they enter my taxi. I'm your host, Simon Rushton, and this is Taxi Chronicles. Morning. Yes, we're back with another episode, another rider. Today we have an interesting guy all the way from Africa, heritage, yes, the motherland, Somalia, and he's going to tell us about his upbringing, his experience, or in general, we're just going to have a bit of a chit chat. So without further ado, welcome, Ali.
Thank you.
Tell us, what kind of person were you when you were in school?
When I was in school, I was a very just happy kid, friendly. Like everyone would say that I was someone that's always looking happy, smiling. I'd say I'm an extrovert. Like I love interacting with people. I'm just like a people's person. So yeah, that's the kind of person I am. Very happy all the time.
Okay. And what was your grades like?
Yeah, my grades were good. They weren't the best, but like I did enough, and I did enough to get me to where I am now, where I wanted to go. So yeah.
Okay, that's good. Were you into sports or anything like that?
No. When I was in school, I was actually quite overweight, so I didn't actually enjoy sports that much. But yeah.
Too much of mother's food.
Yeah. Come on, you can
what
never
kind
eat
of food is it?
rice, meat, all the oily good stuff.
Okay, all that high cholesterol.
Yep.
But I only think that food's bad if you don't exercise.
Yeah, do you know what? From what I've learned in life, anything is too bad. Everything in moderation. That's how I see it. Yeah.
Well, because my time in the military, we never used to diet.
Mm-hmm.
You just every day you was doing exercise, training,
mm-hmm.
and you'd be super
burn it off.
You'd be super fit. There's one point where you're in training, you have to have 4 meals. You have to have 4 meals a day, 4 proper meals. It's like every meal.
Of course, you're always active, always on your feet. You need the energy to keep it going
and stuff like that. So, when you work in IT,
yep.
When did you decide or you realise you had a love for IT?
Well, to be honest, deep down, I always knew I had a love for, not IT, I'd say technology in general. From a young age, like 12, 13, I was always interested in video games, computers. I could use a computer from a young age. I had a mobile device from a young age. I was downloading apps, just, sometimes hacking games and stuff when I was a young kid. So I always had like the love and interest for like games and technology. And it was always something that I had love of it, was inside my heart, but for some reason I didn't really choose to pursue it. So then after my A-levels, I took a year out. I still didn't know what I wanted to do. Then I just done a random course called radiotherapy. After a year, didn't like it. Then after I finished it for the year, I was like, I messaged my union. I was like, is there any way I can come into the computing course? And luckily they let me on. So I changed degrees, done my computing course, loved it. Got my first job, luckily straight away as a tester. So I was working as a tester, software tester. So I was testing applications and stuff. Any defects, if there was defects, we'd report it back to the developers. The developers would go back and make the changes. Then from there, I got exposed to kind of change management, project management, and so now I'm working in change management. So yeah. Okay.
Before we go into what the change management is, as an interesting review of what you've done and how you've got there, during your studies. The degree and the lower levels of education you've done.
Yep.
Would you say they were relevant to what you needed to do?
This question I get asked a lot, and I'll give you a complete, honest, transparent answer from someone who's gone through the education system and working where I am. In terms of the degree, no. I'll be completely honest with you.
What was the degree you did?
Business computing. I'll be honest with you. Any field in IT, I personally believe does not need a degree. You can easily teach yourself these things. As a matter of fact, about 70% of all the managers I've had have no degrees. They have no degrees, all of them, because back in their day and age, you didn't need a degree. As long as you had the experience, it's experience that counts. But now we find ourselves in a tricky situation where employers are asking for both the experience and the degree. But how are you supposed to get the experience whilst you're studying for your degree? So it's really, really hard. But in my honest opinion, no. The only thing I would say that it's important for is the skills you learn, like socializing, the people skills, managing your time. These are the kind of things you learn at university, and they don't teach it to you. You have to force yourself to learn it because, for example, not everyone can go to uni without working. I had to work part-time to support myself, so I had to learn how to balance my studies. I had to learn how to go to work. I had to learn how to I live there. I had to learn how to cook, clean, do everything myself. So that kind of situation of being at uni and working forced me to develop all these skills. Whereas I feel like if someone's not living out or not going to uni and maybe just, you know, just chilling at home, they can still get a job, but some of those skills they won't be forced to learn because they have, say, mum doing everything for them or dad, and they won't. And if they have that, it's just something you get used to. Whereas I feel like moving out helped me learn all these things, and which is why I'm just so independent.
Okay, that's good. What would you say you've learnt throughout your whole experience that you wish you knew when you started?
Boy, that's a very good question, and I have to think about this. But there's a lot of things. One thing that I wish I knew / learned when I started university is that, you know, time, like how to manage time better. Because like there was one point actually where I was working 2 jobs, going uni, doing like literally working every single day of the week, making time, like it was crazy. But that really taught me that we all have as much time as we want. It's all about, you know, how you manage your time and how you make time. Because I remember sometimes I'd just be going uni and I'd tell everyone I'm busy, I'd make excuses as to why I can't do this and that. But then it's funny, when I had 2 jobs, all of a sudden I was able to do everything. I was able to go out, I was able to work out, I was able to see people. And
So slow down there. So when you first started uni, you used to tell people you couldn't socialise with them?
No, couldn't socialise, as in like I basically always thought, I don't have time. Like if I was to go out, I don't have time. Gym, I don't have time. I'd always tell myself I don't have time. But then I realized that when all your time is taken, somehow you make time, and you realize that it's all about you making the time. It was really like surreal to me because I was just like, now I'm actually busy all the time, but I have the time. But when I wasn't busy, I was telling myself that I don't have time, I can't go gym. I was making excuses. But one thing that I learned is that time is what you make it, and you always have time. It's all about if you want to make the time.
You make time for what's important.
Yeah.
What's important to you, and that can change.
Mm-hmm.
What's important will never be always the same.
Yeah.
In that respect. So
yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I certainly do hear what you're saying. Okay. What kind of characteristics does someone need to have to get through to get into the industry that you're in?
Okay, I'd say you need to be, especially in my field, you need to be very, you know, out there, open, very social, talkative. You need to be an extrovert, because in my field, I'm having to talk to a number of different stakeholders on a daily basis, different teams, asking them for different things, helping them. And sometimes it can be a bit political, because there's some things that I may require for them, but it might be extra work for them, and then they might not see the point of doing it. But then I have to kind of, not I'd say persuade them, but like explain it to them in a way that, you know, makes, and sometimes some people may come across rude or may come across as aggressive, but you just need to understand how to like get around that, and just, you know, be very patient. And yeah, just I'd say patience is the number one thing, and just being very open, talkative, social.
Yeah, that's interesting. So give me an example, because those skills that you said are skills that you use across industries in life and your personal life. It's like convincing your partner to come out on a date with you, and you're tired, and she's tired, or whatever. But how would you convince somebody? Let's say they want to do a piece of work, you want them to do a piece of work, they don't see the need. What kind of things would you tell them?
Well, me, the number one thing I find that always helps in any situation is just come across very polite and nice. As soon as you do that, it kind of like automatically diffuses the situation, because you're going to go into this conversation or meeting knowing that that person's against what you're asking them to do. So you need to come with a very gentle, soft approach. Then with me, I'd always come at it, like, for example, if it was a piece of work and the person was refusing to do it, I'll ask them, is there a reason? And then they'll tell me the reason. Then I'll show them, and then I'll give them data or like historical evidence showing why it's important, how it helps them, how it helps us and themselves as well. So I'd just say, me personally, it's just I come on with a kind and gentle nature and just a lot of evidence, and so that's how I'd approach it.
What is your actual job title?
Right now, change and transition analyst.
Okay, are you like supervisor, manager?
No. So we have a manager who governs. He's the change manager. He governs the whole process. Then he has like 4 analysts underneath him, and I'm one of them.
And when you say analyst, what is that you do?
So as an analyst, my main job role is just to, assist the manager in ensuring that everyone follows the process. Analyzing historical data, recommending improvements, producing regular management reports.
What kind of data is it?
So my role change involves overseeing all changes to the CMDB. This is getting a bit technical now, but the CMDB basically holds all the information for the company's applications, servers, whatever you want. And then from there, any changes made to the CMDB, made to the production environment, we manage it. So for example, if they want to take down a server, or if they want to update an application, they have to raise a ticket through us. And then through there, we assess the risk and we make sure that the change, the change they're doing, the risk of it is managed, and also the change is beneficial to what they're doing, and the change kind of outweighs the risk. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so we just analyze the data, historical number of changes, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. What would be your advice to a younger person who wants to get into the industry?
I'd say work hard, definitely. Be consistent, never give up. Like, one thing I want to share is that a lot of the young generation, especially, they have the view now that if you go to uni, it's a waste of money, or you won't get a job. And I've heard this a lot, and I do sympathize with them. I know how they feel, because coming out of uni, like, if I was to tell you I probably applied for like 100 jobs, you lose count because you're applying every day waiting to hear back. It's a very tedious process. Sometimes you apply and then you get a telephone interview, and then you have to do some online assessments, then you have to go to an assessment center which lasts from 9 till 5, and then even after all that, you'll be told that you're unsuccessful. And I know this can be like, it can make you feel very depressed and just make you want to give up, but don't. You have to be consistent. I didn't get anything straight away. I got a number of rejections. I had to work hard. I had to keep pushing. Things are still not easy now. I'm still pushing. I'm still learning. But just don't give up. Have patience, and your time will come. That's the advice I can give.
Did you do a sandwich degree?
No. So funny enough, I didn't do a sandwich degree.
This has raised my next question. Is there any route of education that when you look back, you thought, I would do it this way, not that way? As in,
yes,
like a sandwich degree.
Yes, I'll give you an example. One thing that I would have done looking back is an apprenticeship degree. This is something that I'm advising my little brother to do. So with that, is you may get an apprenticeship with a reputable company such as BT, and then BT will then pay for your degree whilst you're working for them. So you get the best of both worlds. You're gaining that experience with BT, you're working for them, you're gaining the certification under them, and at the same time they're paying for you to go to university, and you're going to get a degree. So rather than someone just going to uni, spending their own money and not getting no experience, they're spending their money, you're getting the experience, you're getting paid by them, and you're getting a degree. So it's just the most ideal situation. It's very competitive, but I do know, I met one of my friends in the gym who done that, and he's been working for BT for the past 3 years, just graduated. And yeah, like, it's something that's very available on the government websites. I've seen links to it. So yeah, it's something that I would have done had I known about it, and it's something that I recommend to the younger generation if they don't want to go through that debt, or they feel like they won't get a job.
Okay, that's good. What are your future plans? What does the future hold for you?
That's another question that is a very difficult question. In terms of the future, to be honest, like, IT is so broad. Like, right now I'm doing what I'm doing, but who knows? Right now I'm still learning every day. I'm still being exposed to new things. So in terms of the future, I just want to improve, get better, become more successful, just as anyone would. But in terms of what role I want to get into, I don't know. Like I said, it's very, very broad. I enjoy what I'm doing now, but the company I'm at, I've just been working for 2 months now. It's a new company I've just joined.
Okay.
My manager there is very good. I already have one-to-ones where he's talking to me about what I want to do in the future and how they can help me. So the place I'm at now are assisting me with that a lot. So if you had asked me this maybe a year ago, I would have been like, I don't know, I'm worried. But now, like, I feel like I'm getting to the point where I know where I want to go and how I'm going to get there.
Well, you got a job during the pandemic, which is great, and it looks like your industry, out of all industries, barring the food, takeaway, the supermarket, is a booming industry.
Yeah.
I've met many recruiters who recruit in IT specialists.
Yeah.
And you got recruitment for IT specialist agencies now. I don't know how long they've been around, but and they will sorry, they said their business is booming. So you know, that's all good. That's a real positive thing. What we want to hear. What's the last question? You've been a great guest.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
What's the impact you want to have in the world?
Honestly speaking, like the impact I want to have is I just want more, especially more people that grew up where I grew up, to understand that, you know, this is not your limit. You know, where you come from, where you've grown up, the area, your surroundings is not who you are. You know, don't let that kind of, you know, decide your future. Rise above it. Like I wanna like see kids that grew up where I grew up, see how they feel, see what their goals are, and maybe help them if I can. You know, because I know obviously none of it's my parents' fault. They tried their best, they did what they could based on the resources and where they came from. But at the end of the day, I see it as like, if I can do something, I want to help. I want to, you know, maybe go to schools, go to universities, advise them, see what they want to do, and like just, you know, help the kids from where I grew up.
You said none of it was your parents' fault.
Yeah.
But you respect what they've done.
Yeah.
What motivates you?
What motivates me is just, you know, I got a lot of siblings, I've got a big family, but what truly motivates me is just, you know...
How many siblings?
I've got 6 siblings.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 brothers and 3 sisters, yeah. So what mainly motivates me is success, you know. I wanna do good, I wanna do good things, I wanna live a comfortable life. I just, you know, just wanna be happy, and I want the people around me to be happy. So that's what motivates me.
When you were younger, obviously you had pressures of peer pressure, other young people, what they're doing and stuff. What made you stay online?
Honestly, that's something that I think about a lot. What made me stay online? When I think more about it, I guess, I don't know what it was, but from a young age, I just had the mindset where it looked cool, but then for some reason, I always thought the bigger picture. I thought, nah, like what always appealed to me was like education, like living a good life, like that stuff looked cool at the time, but I always saw it as short term, which is why, I don't know, it's weird for me to say that, like at that age I was thinking like that, but I always just saw it as this is just temporary, because when you get older, what are you going to do then? You can't keep living the same lifestyle. So I just put all my focus, energy, blood, sweat and tears into my education, and I wasn't the most intelligent at all. Like I gave it everything to get where I am right now. So yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Good thing. So overall, we're happy. We're happy what we've heard.
Yeah.
And we wish you well. And thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay then. We hope you liked that interview. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to get the latest daily episode. Ever considered investing in the continent with the fastest growing economy and population on Earth? The same continent that holds 30% of the world's known natural resources? Then listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories, where you will hear real investors with real stories from around the world share their experience of investing in Africa. We post Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m.